Released in July 1952, High Noon stands out as a significant departure from traditional westerns, thanks to Carl Foreman's screenplay, which emphasizes emotional depth and complex storytelling. The film's narrative centers around a sheriff who must confront a gang of outlaws alone, creating a tense atmosphere that resonates with themes of duty and isolation. Despite its acclaim, John Wayne had strong objections to High Noon. He viewed it as a reflection of a more liberal political stance, which he believed undermined the values of the American West. Wayne felt the film portrayed cowardice in its protagonist, contrasting sharply with his own ideals of heroism. Interestingly, Wayne accepted an Oscar for the film, even though he did not appear in it. This paradox highlights the complexities of Hollywood relationships and the political undertones of the era. Wayne's acceptance of the award can be seen as a strategic move, acknowledging the film's impact while maintaining his own public persona. The tension between his beliefs and the film's message continues to spark discussion among film enthusiasts and historians.
Yes, sir. That is, I think so, sir.
Marshall Will Kane stands at a critical moment in his life as he prepares to marry his beloved. But the day takes a dark turn when he learns that a dangerous criminal, Frank Miller, is returning to town for revenge. The tension escalates as Kane realizes he must confront Miller alone, despite the fact that the townspeople refuse to support him. This lack of assistance from the community adds to the weight of Kane's dilemma, as he grapples with his duty as a lawman against the desire for a peaceful life with his new wife. The film's running time is cleverly aligned with the unfolding events of the story, creating a real-time experience for the audience. The frequent shots of clocks throughout the film serve to heighten the urgency of Kane's predicament, reminding viewers that time is running out. As the clock ticks down to the inevitable showdown, Kane's resolve is tested, showcasing themes of courage, isolation, and moral integrity in the face of overwhelming odds.
Town up, you made it fit for women and kids to live in. Millen and nobody else will ever drag it down again.
I was hoping people...
Initially, the role of Will Kane in the movie High Noon was highly sought after, attracting the attention of several prominent actors. Gregory Peck, Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, and Charlton Heston all declined the part before it eventually went to Gary Cooper. Cooper's acceptance of the role was significant, as he saw it as a good part that aligned with his acting strengths. He agreed to take on the character for a salary of $100,000. Beyond the financial aspect, Cooper's decision was also deeply personal. He was influenced by the teachings of his father, which emphasized values such as courage and integrity. This connection added depth to his portrayal of Will Kane, a character facing moral dilemmas and personal challenges in a tense situation. Cooper's commitment to the role and the underlying motivations made his performance memorable and impactful, contributing to the film's lasting legacy.
Thanks.
During the filming of High Noon, Gary Cooper faced significant health challenges that impacted both his appearance and performance. He struggled with stomach ulcers and back problems, which made it difficult for him to maintain the physicality required for his role. These ailments affected his energy levels and overall presence on screen, leading to a portrayal that some critics noted as being subdued. Despite these issues, Cooper's ability to convey a sense of urgency and moral fortitude remained compelling, showcasing his talent even in the face of adversity. In contrast, Grace Kelly's casting as Amy Kane brought a different set of challenges. At the time, she was quite young and had limited experience in film, which raised eyebrows among some in the industry. However, director Fred Zinnemann believed that her inexperience would lend authenticity to the character, allowing her to embody the innocence and vulnerability of Amy. Kelly herself felt that her performance was somewhat stiff, as she was still finding her footing in the demanding world of acting. Nevertheless, her portrayal resonated with audiences and critics alike, as she effectively captured the emotional turmoil of a woman caught in a tense situation. The combination of Cooper's health struggles and Kelly's initial reservations created a unique dynamic that contributed to the film's enduring legacy.
Then, by the authority vested in me by the laws of this territory...
Initially, Lee Van Cleef was cast as the deputy marshal in the classic film High Noon. However, due to his appearance, he was reassigned to a different role. This change in casting allowed Van Cleef to showcase his talents in a way that contributed significantly to the film's tension and drama. Lloyd Bridges was brought onto the project with the help of Gary Cooper, who was the film's lead. Bridges' role added depth to the story and his performance complemented the intense atmosphere surrounding the film's central conflict. In a fascinating twist of sound design history, the film also features a famous stock sound effect known as the Wilhelm scream. This iconic sound originated from a different film, Distant Drums, where Shelby Woolley's yelp was first recorded. The Wilhelm scream has since become a beloved audio cue in many films, often used to inject a bit of humor or to enhance action sequences. Its inclusion in High Noon connects the film to a broader tradition in cinema that continues to resonate with audiences today.
Says he just quit. Why?
Filming took place in various locations across California over the span of 32 days, capturing the essence of the American West. The director made a bold choice to switch from color to black and white during production. This decision significantly enhanced the visual contrast, allowing for a more dramatic presentation of the story. The stark black and white imagery contributed to the film's tense atmosphere, emphasizing the moral dilemmas faced by the characters. In a notable twist, John Wayne, a legendary figure in Western films, declined the lead role in High Noon. He expressed his disapproval of the film's anti-McCarthyism message, which he felt was inappropriate for a Western. Wayne's reaction highlights the political tensions of the era, reflecting the broader cultural conversations surrounding patriotism and individualism. His choice not to participate in the film underscored the divide between Hollywood's creative expressions and the prevailing political climate of the early 1950s. John Wayne later made Rio Bravo as a response to High Noon, where he took on the role of a brave and fearless sheriff. In Rio Bravo, Wayne's character embodies a strong sense of duty and resilience, in stark contrast to the more solitary and anxious sheriff portrayed by Gary Cooper in High Noon. This difference in characterization reflects a broader debate in Hollywood about heroism and moral responsibility during that era. Gary Cooper's performance in High Noon earned him the Best Actor Oscar, a recognition of his powerful portrayal of a man facing an impending threat alone. John Wayne accepted the Oscar on Cooper's behalf, showcasing their mutual respect despite their differing approaches to the Western genre. The impact of High Noon has been significant, as its plot has been revisited and reimagined in various forms over the years. The themes of courage, isolation, and moral dilemmas continue to resonate, influencing countless films and television shows. The story's tension and urgency have inspired filmmakers to explore similar narratives, ensuring that High Noon remains a pivotal piece in the history of American cinema. High Noon, a classic Western from 1952, has long been a staple of American cinema, celebrated for its tension and moral complexity. Revisiting the film can elicit a range of perspectives, particularly as societal contexts evolve. One viewer, reflecting on their recent experience with the film, noted a shift in their understanding of its themes, particularly in relation to contemporary issues surrounding gun culture in America. This viewer expressed a discomfort with the glorification of the lone gunman, a trope that has often been romanticized in Westerns. They suggested that the film's portrayal of a man standing resolutely against evil resonates differently in today's climate, where the implications of gun worship and the erosion of democratic values are more pronounced. On the other hand, another viewer approached High Noon with a fresh perspective, appreciating its concise runtime and the escalating tension that builds throughout the film. They highlighted the climactic sequence, which features a 10-minute chase that showcases the protagonist's cunning and determination. For this viewer, the film was enjoyable but did not evoke a particularly strong emotional response, leading to a more neutral rating. This perspective underscores the film's ability to engage audiences through its suspenseful narrative, even if it does not resonate deeply on a personal level. The juxtaposition of these viewpoints illustrates the film's multifaceted nature. While some viewers celebrate its craftsmanship and the intense buildup of suspense, others grapple with the moral implications of its themes in light of modern societal issues. The protagonist's solitary stand against impending doom can be seen as a heroic act of bravery, yet it also raises questions about the values that such portrayals endorse. In summary, High Noon remains a compelling piece of cinema that invites diverse interpretations. Its narrative tension and character-driven story continue to engage audiences, while simultaneously prompting critical reflections on the cultural narratives surrounding masculinity and violence. As viewers approach the film from different angles, it becomes clear that High Noon is not just a story of good versus evil, it is also a mirror reflecting the complexities of its time and ours. The film stands as a testament to the power of Westerns to provoke thought, challenge perceptions, and elicit a spectrum of emotional responses. As the dust settles on the tense showdown of High Noon, a new chapter beckons. The gripping tale may have reached its climax, but the story of its cast is just beginning to unfold. What became of the actors who brought this iconic film to life? From the fierce determination of Gary Cooper to the haunting presence of Grace Kelly, each performer carried their own weighty legacy beyond the screen. In this bonus segment, we will delve into the lives of these talented individuals, exploring the paths they took after the credits rolled. Did they find success in other films, or did they step away from the spotlight? What challenges did they face, and how did they navigate the changing tides of Hollywood? Join us as we uncover the intriguing journeys of the High Noon cast, revealing the triumphs and trials that shaped their careers. This exploration promises to be as compelling as the film itself, shedding light on the real stories behind the characters we came to love.
Trying to understand why he wouldn't go with me, and now all I can think of is that it's got to be because of you. What do you want from me?
Gary Cooper's portrayal of Marshall Will Kane in the 1952 film High Noon is one of the most iconic roles in American cinema. His performance captured the essence of a man facing moral dilemmas and the weight of responsibility, embodying the struggle between duty and personal safety. Cooper's stoic demeanor and deep-set eyes conveyed a complex mixture of determination and vulnerability, making Kane a memorable character in the face of inevitable confrontation. After High Noon, Cooper's career continued to flourish, but it was not without its challenges. He faced personal hardships, including a battle with stomach cancer that would ultimately lead to his death in 1961. His private life was marked by scandal, including a high-profile affair with actress Patricia Neal, which strained his marriage to Veronica Balfe. Despite the turmoil, Cooper remained a beloved figure in Hollywood, known for his integrity and dedication to his craft. In his later years, Cooper struggled with health issues, but he continued to work, leaving behind a legacy of classic films. His last known information includes his passing in May 1961, leaving a void in the film industry that is still felt today.
Get yourself a drink meanwhile, huh?
Katy Jurato's portrayal of Helen Ramirez in the 1952 film High Noon remains a powerful testament to her talent. Helen is a complex character, a woman caught between her past and the present, embodying strength and vulnerability. Jurato's performance is haunting as she navigates the emotional turmoil of love and betrayal in a lawless town. This role marked a significant moment in her career, showcasing her ability to convey deep emotions in a few brief scenes. After High Noon, Jurato faced personal and professional challenges. She struggled with typecasting, often being labeled as the exotic Latina actress. Her marriage to actor Ernest Borgnine ended in divorce, adding to her emotional hardships. Jurato battled depression and faced financial difficulties, leading her to take roles in less prestigious projects. Despite these challenges, she continued to work, appearing in notable films like The Badlanders and One-Eyed Jacks. In her later years, Jurato lived in Mexico, where she found a renewed sense of purpose. She received recognition for her contributions to cinema, but her life remained marked by the shadows of her past. Katy Jurado passed away in 2002, leaving behind a legacy that reflects both her cinematic achievements and the personal struggles she endured. Her story is a poignant reminder of the complexities faced by many artists. Lee Aker played the role of the boy in the 1952 classic High Noon, a character that symbolizes innocence amidst chaos. His performance, though brief, left a mark in the film, showcasing the vulnerability of youth in a lawless world. After High Noon, Aker's career continued with appearances in various television shows and films, including the popular series The Adventures of Rin Tin Tin, where he became a household name. However, the glitz of Hollywood was not to last. As he transitioned into adulthood, Aker faced personal challenges that overshadowed his early fame. He struggled with the pressures of child stardom, leading to battles with addiction. Aker's life took a darker turn as he dealt with legal issues, including arrests related to substance abuse. These hardships pushed him into relative obscurity as he stepped away from the public eye. In recent years, information about Aker has been sparse. He has largely remained out of the spotlight, with few updates on his life. The last known details suggest he has been living a quiet life away from the entertainment industry. The shadows of his past linger, a reminder of the price of fame and the struggles that often accompany it.
You do? That's good. I don't understand you. No matter what you say.
Morgan Farley portrayed Dr. Mahan in the 1952 film High Noon, a character that added depth to the tense narrative. Dr. Mahan was a morally conflicted figure, representing the struggle between duty and personal safety in a town gripped by fear. Farley's performance was marked by a subtle intensity, showcasing the character's internal battle as he faced the impending threat. After High Noon, Farley's career continued with notable roles in film and television, but he faced personal hardships that overshadowed his professional achievements. He battled alcoholism, which affected his relationships and work. Farley's life was marred by scandals, including allegations of misconduct that tarnished his reputation. His later years were marked by isolation, as he withdrew from the public eye. In the 1970s, he struggled with financial difficulties and health issues, leading to a quiet life away from Hollywood's glamour. The last known information suggests he passed away in obscurity, leaving behind a complex legacy of talent intertwined with personal demons.
Why aren't you in church?
Why ain't you?
Tom London played the role of Sam in the 1952 classic film High Noon. His character is a pivotal figure, representing the moral dilemmas faced by the townsfolk as they grapple with loyalty and fear. London's portrayal adds depth to the film's exploration of courage and community in the face of impending danger. After High Noon, Tom London's career continued in both film and television, often cast in westerns due to his rugged appearance and strong screen presence. However, his life off-screen was marked by personal challenges. He faced financial difficulties in the 1960s, which led to a decline in his acting opportunities. Scandals surrounding his personal relationships added to the turmoil as he struggled with the pressures of fame and public scrutiny. Despite these hardships, he remained a respected figure in the industry. The last known information about Tom London suggests he lived a quiet life after retiring from acting, with few public appearances. His legacy endures through his memorable roles in classic cinema.
You are, ma'am. This will take you to St. Louis.
Lon Chaney Jr. portrayed Martin Howe in the 1952 film High Noon, bringing a depth to the character that resonated with audiences. Howe, a former sheriff, is a man burdened by the weight of his past choices and the looming threat of violence. Chaney's performance captures Howe's internal struggle, reflecting themes of loyalty and moral conflict in a tense setting. Chaney's career was marked by significant highs and lows. He gained fame for his roles in horror films, particularly as the Wolfman, but struggled with typecasting. His personal life was tumultuous. He battled alcoholism and faced multiple marriages that ended in divorce. His relationship with his father, a famous silent film star, was strained, and he often felt overshadowed by his legacy. In the years following High Noon, Chaney's health declined, and he faced financial difficulties. He continued to work in television and film but never regained his earlier prominence. He passed away in 1973, leaving behind a complex legacy as both a talented actor and a troubled man. Despite his struggles, Chaney remains a significant figure in Hollywood history.
What's the matter with you? You were ready to do it yourself. You said so.
Look, Harv.
Jack Elam's role as Charlie in the 1952 film High Noon marked a significant point in his career. As a menacing outlaw with a distinctive appearance, Elam brought a unique blend of menace and charisma to the character. His portrayal of Charlie, a cold-blooded killer, showcased his ability to embody the darker aspects of humanity, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. This role helped solidify Elam's reputation as a character actor in Hollywood. After High Noon, Elam's career continued to flourish, featuring in over 100 films and numerous television shows. He often played villains, capitalizing on his rugged looks and deep voice. However, his personal life was marked by struggles. Elam battled depression and alcoholism, which impacted both his career and personal relationships. He experienced a tumultuous marriage, leading to a divorce that left him emotionally scarred. In his later years, Elam found solace in family life, marrying his second wife and focusing on his children. He also became involved in various charitable activities. The last known information about Jack Elam is that he passed away in 2003, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a life filled with both triumphs and challenges.
Please, Will, if you just tell me what this is all about.
I sent the man up.
Lloyd Bridges portrayed Deputy Marshal Harvey Pell in the 1952 film High Noon, a character marked by internal conflict and betrayal. Pell is torn between loyalty to his duty and the fear of facing a notorious outlaw. His portrayal captures the essence of a man grappling with moral dilemmas, revealing the darker side of human nature. Bridges' performance highlights the fragility of courage in the face of overwhelming pressure. After High Noon, Bridges' career flourished in both film and television, becoming a familiar face in Hollywood. He starred in numerous projects, but his life was not without turmoil. In the 1970s, Bridges faced personal challenges, including a battle with alcoholism, which he openly discussed later in life. His marriage to Dorothy Bridges lasted over 60 years, showcasing a rare stability in an industry known for its fleeting relationships. In his later years, Bridges transitioned to television, gaining acclaim for his role in the series Sea Hunt. He remained active in the industry until his death in 1998. Despite the shadows of his struggles, Bridges left a legacy marked by resilience and talent. His family, including sons Beau and Jeff, continue to honor his memory in their careers.
I cannot explain it to you. Thank you.
Otto Kruger portrayed Judge Percy Metrick in the 1952 film High Noon, a role that added a layer of complexity to the narrative. As Metrick, Kruger embodied a character torn between duty and moral ambiguity, reflecting the film's themes of justice and cowardice. His performance captured the tension of a man grappling with the weight of his decisions, which resonated deeply with audiences. After High Noon, Kruger's career continued, though he faced challenges. The late 1950s marked a decline in his film roles as he transitioned to television. Despite this shift, he remained a respected figure in the industry, appearing in various series until the early 1970s. Kruger's personal life was marked by hardships. He faced financial difficulties during the Great Depression, which forced him to navigate a precarious existence. In the 1940s, he was involved in a scandal when he publicly criticized Hollywood's treatment of actors during World War II, causing a stir in the industry. In his later years, Kruger lived a quiet life, away from the spotlight. He passed away in 1974, leaving behind a legacy of nuanced performances. The last known information about him highlights a man who, despite his struggles, made a lasting impact on film and television. James Milliken's portrayal of Deputy Sheriff Herb Baker in the 1952 film High Noon is a haunting reminder of the complexities of law and morality. Milliken's character, while not the central figure, embodies the tension and fear that grips a town facing imminent danger. His performance captures the struggle of a man torn between duty and the instinct to survive, reflecting the film's themes of courage and cowardice. After High Noon, Milliken's career continued with various roles in television and film, yet he often found himself in the shadows of more prominent stars. His life, however, was marked by personal challenges. He faced financial struggles that led to a series of legal battles, including a notable bankruptcy in the late 1960s. Milliken battled alcoholism, which affected both his personal life and career opportunities. His relationships were tumultuous, and he experienced the pain of divorce, losing touch with family members. In his later years, Milliken became reclusive, rarely seen in public. The last known information about him suggests he lived quietly until his passing in 1976, leaving behind a legacy that remains overshadowed by his personal demons. His contributions to film are often overlooked, yet they tell a story of a man who walked the fine line between light and darkness.
I say it.
Lee Van Cleef's role as Jack Colby in the 1952 film High Noon was a pivotal moment in his career. His character, a morally ambiguous figure, showcased Van Cleef's ability to portray complex villains with depth and intensity. This performance marked the beginning of his rise in the Western genre, where he became known for his sharp features and piercing gaze, often embodying the archetypal gunslinger. After High Noon, Van Cleef's career flourished, but it was not without personal challenges. He faced significant hardships, including a struggle with typecasting, which limited his roles in the early years. His personal life was marked by tragedy. He lost his first wife, and the grief profoundly affected him. He later remarried, but but his second marriage also faced difficulties, adding to the shadows that loomed over his life. In the late 1960s, Van Cleef found a resurgence in popularity through spaghetti westerns, particularly in films directed by Sergio Leone. However, the darker aspects of his life included battles with addiction and the toll of Hollywood's pressures. As of the last known information, Lee Van Cleef passed away in 1989, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence the Western genre. His work remains celebrated, but the complexities of his life remind us that behind the screen, the shadows of personal struggle often linger. John Doucette played the role of Trumbull in the 1952 classic High Noon, a character marked by a deep moral conflict. Trumbull represents the townspeople's struggle with fear and loyalty, embodying the tension between personal safety and communal responsibility. Doucette's portrayal added a layer of complexity to the film, showcasing the darker aspects of human nature when faced with danger. After High Noon, Doucette's career continued with notable roles in various films and television shows, often cast as tough characters or authority figures. However, his life was not without challenges. He faced personal hardships, including battles with alcoholism that affected both his career and relationships. The pressures of Hollywood took a toll, leading to a series of tumultuous relationships and financial difficulties. In the later years of his life, Doucette found some stability, but the shadows of his past lingered. He continued to work in the industry, though not as prominently as before. His last known appearances were in the 1980s, and he passed away in 1994, leaving behind a legacy marked by both talent and turmoil.
Miller!
Sheb Wooley portrayed Ben Miller in the 1952 classic High Noon, a character marked by betrayal and moral conflict. Miller's role as a deputy who turns his back on the sheriff highlights the darker aspects of human nature. This portrayal showcased Wooley's ability to convey deep emotional struggles, setting a tone of foreboding that resonated throughout the film. After High Noon, Wooley's career flourished, but it was not without its challenges. He became known for his music, particularly the novelty hit The Purple People Eater, which topped charts in 1958. However, his life was shadowed by personal hardships. Wooley faced financial difficulties during the 1970s, leading to a tumultuous period marked by debt and the struggle to maintain his career. He also battled health issues later in life, including a diagnosis of cancer, which he faced with resilience. In his later years, Wooley remained active in the entertainment industry, appearing in various television shows and films, but he gradually faded from the spotlight. The last known information indicates that he passed away in 2003, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and a life filled with both triumphs and trials.
To be a friend of your husband's a while back. Before that, she was a friend of Frank Miller's.
Grace Kelly's role as Amy Fowler Kane in the 1952 film High Noon marked a pivotal moment in her career, showcasing her ability to portray a strong yet vulnerable character. Amy, the wife of the town marshal, embodies loyalty and courage, standing by her husband in the face of impending danger. This role highlighted Kelly's talent for conveying deep emotion and complexity, setting her apart in Hollywood's gold. After High Noon, Grace Kelly's career soared as she starred in several iconic films, including Rear Window and To Catch a Thief. However, her personal life was fraught with challenges. She faced intense media scrutiny and was often at the center of scandals, including a highly publicized affair with actor Bing Crosby. In 1956, she made a life-altering decision to leave Hollywood behind to marry Prince Rainier III of Monaco, becoming Princess Grace. This transition brought its own hardships, as she struggled to adapt to royal life and the expectations that came with it. Tragically, her life was cut short when she died in a car accident in 1982. Her legacy endures, remembered for both her cinematic brilliance and her enigmatic life. Recent tributes continue to celebrate her impact on film and fashion, ensuring that her story remains alive.
What I really mean to say is that you've been real decent to me right along. And I want you to...
John Caison's portrayal of the Barfly in the 1952 film High Noon is a haunting presence amidst the tension of the story. His character serves as a stark reminder of the moral decay in a town that is paralyzed by fear. Caison's performance, though brief, encapsulates the essence of despair and apathy that grips the townspeople, making his role memorable despite its limited screen time. After High Noon, Caison's career took a darker turn. He struggled to find substantial roles in Hollywood, often relegated to minor parts in television shows and films. His personal life was marred by scandals, including a tumultuous marriage that ended in a bitter divorce. Friends described him as a complex man, battling addiction and depression, which further hindered his career. In the years that followed, Kaysen became a recluse, shunning the spotlight that once shone on him. Reports of his life became scarce, with whispers of his struggles echoing through the industry. The last known information suggests he lived in seclusion, a shadow of the man who once captivated audiences.
You're a kid. You're a baby.
I'm 16, and I can handle a gun, too. You ought to see me.
Thomas Mitchell portrayed Mayor Jonas Henderson in the 1952 film High Noon, a character caught in a moral dilemma as he grapples with the weight of his responsibilities. Henderson's reluctance to support the sheriff in the face of imminent danger reflects a broader theme of cowardice versus bravery. Mitchell's performance added depth to the role, showcasing the internal conflict of a leader torn between self-preservation and duty. After High Noon, Mitchell continued to work in film and television, earning acclaim for his versatility. However, his career faced challenges, including struggles with alcoholism that affected his personal and professional life. Despite these hardships, he remained a respected figure in Hollywood, starring in various productions until his health declined. Mitchell faced personal tragedies, including the loss of his first wife, which deeply affected him. His later years were marked by a quiet retreat from the public eye, leading to speculation about his well-being. He passed away in 1962, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a career that reflected both triumphs and struggles. Last known information indicates that his contributions to cinema continue to be celebrated, though details about his final years remain scarce.
But don't ever marry a Quaker. She'll have you running a store.
I can't picture you do.
Larry J. Blake portrayed Gillis in the 1952 classic High Noon, a character marked by betrayal and moral conflict. Gillis, a pivotal figure in the story, embodies the themes of cowardice and complicity as he chooses self-preservation over loyalty. Blake's performance brought a haunting depth to Gillis, making him a memorable part of the film's tense atmosphere. After High Noon, Blake's career saw a mix of roles in film and television, but he struggled to find consistent success. He appeared in various productions, including guest spots on popular shows, yet he never reached the same level of acclaim as in his earlier work. Blake faced personal hardships, including battles with alcoholism, which affected his professional life. Scandals surrounded him, particularly in the late 1960s, when reports of erratic behavior surfaced, leading to a decline in his reputation. In his later years, Blake lived a quieter life, often away from the public eye. His last known appearances were in the early 1980s, after which he faded from the spotlight. The details of his final years remain shrouded in mystery, leaving fans to ponder the fate of the once promising actor.
What's so funny?
Did you really think you could put that over on Kane?
Harry Morgan portrayed Sam Fuller in the iconic 1952 film High Noon, a character marked by a deep sense of duty and moral integrity. Fuller's unwavering loyalty to the sheriff during a time of crisis highlighted the themes of courage and community. Morgan's performance was pivotal, showcasing his ability to embody complex emotions under pressure. After High Noon, Harry Morgan's career flourished, but it was not without challenges. He faced typecasting in the early years, often relegated to playing supporting roles. However, he eventually found success in television, most notably as Colonel Potter in MASH, where he blended humor with a sense of wisdom. Despite his professional achievements, Morgan's personal life was fraught with difficulties. He endured the pain of losing his first wife, which left a deep emotional scar. He also struggled with the pressures of fame and the toll it took on his family life. In later years, Morgan remained active in the industry, earning accolades for his work. He passed away in 2011, leaving behind a legacy that spoke to resilience and dedication. His life was a testament to navigating both the bright lights of Hollywood and the shadows of personal loss.
Go. You know something? I don't think you will ever make it.
As we wrap up our journey through the classic film High Noon, let's take a moment to reflect on its lasting impact. The film, released in 1952, not only showcased the incredible talents of Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly, but also marked a pivotal point in their careers. Cooper's portrayal of Will Kane earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, while Kelly's role helped solidify her status as a leading lady in Hollywood. Beyond the screen, the film faced challenges, including its initial mixed reviews and the political climate of the time, with director Fred Zinnemann navigating the pressures of the McCarthy era. High Noon has since become a symbol of moral courage and personal integrity, resonating with audiences for decades. Did you watch this film in your childhood? What memories does it bring back for you? We invite you to share your stories in the comments below. Let's celebrate the nostalgia and the powerful moments that High Noon has given us.
I can't speak for the rest of you men, but I